abstract brainwaves. Game genie in the beanie, we ain't on the same stage, leveled up. The epitome of technique, can't survive in my current thought.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And I know it's super late with my videos. Some stuff happened that had nothing to do with me that kept me from making this particular video, and then you'll probably see the other videos now that I have a little bit of time to talk about those and share what I've been doing. July went by like this. Here we've got Southeast Game Exchange. This is July 6th through 7th. And I know you're like, it's the 20th, you know? I'm guessing that's when I'll upload this, on the 20th. So a couple of weeks have passed, and it just, isn't the same, but I also didn't want to just not speak on any of this stuff and not upload footage. I wanted to give that to you guys. So, timeline, we had Luigi's Mansion end of June, right? We had Paper Mario maybe the month before that or a couple weeks before that, right? So I'm juggling both of those games, and now we have NES edition Nintendo World Championships, which I'm probably going to stream shortly after making these videos. So if you're watching this, it's probably already happened. But you can still go back and look at the feeds on YouTube. Full disclosure also, quick announcement. I will no longer be streaming on X, formerly known as Twitter. Reason being, I guess the guys over there decided in order to make it worthwhile for them to have paid for this, and you know who I'm talking about, right? They're trying to find ways to exploit or profit off of people having the blue check. The blue check used to mean you were official, you're somebody, that needs to be recognized. And I think now you can just pay $8 a month and have that same recognition or clout. I just don't care about it that much. I really don't use Twitter to begin with, but it was a nice way to keep up with other creators and other people who maybe that's their only form of, social media. I wanted to reach out to as many people as possible. Twitter just seems, it's just, I keep calling it Twitter, it's X, but I'm still going to keep saying Twitter. It's just not what it used to be, not that it was all that great prior. But to be fair, MySpace was wiped out and replaced by Facebook, and Twitter was just kind of right there. Some people might prefer Twitter to Facebook, you just never know. But I'm not going to live stream on there. It requires that premium subscription or whatever, and I'm just not going to do that. But you can still see my videos on Twitter if I choose to use the share button and tweet them over there. But the live streams now is still going to be Twitch and YouTube, mainly YouTube. You might still see me on Nino TV. All of that out of the way, we've got Southeast Game Exchange. This was July 6th and 7th. I've got to hold this to really look at it to keep you guys updated on what happened, because it was, a couple weeks ago. So, why did I go this time? I went in the past to meet some content creators, Pixel Squad, they're usually there regularly. I enjoy meeting them. I did not get to see Rip this time. So that was, one of those things I wish I could have made more time to do that. But this time I spent with some of my friends who were actually selling games. Yes, it was crazy to actually, I helped sell some games. I sold about $2,500 worth of games. Not out of my collection, mind you. My regret is that I didn't bring more stuff. I did bring like a couple of empty boxes, game boxes that maybe somebody wanted. And, some of you like to collect, the whole unit. You want the manual, you want the box, and the game or the system. I figured, hey, I don't care about the boxes like that. Y'all can have it. I used to care about the boxes because in the back of my mind, I was going to sell off a system. And it'd be nice to give somebody the system. Nobody wants to get a system and then it's in a cardboard box. You want the official one, especially if you're re-gifting this for Christmas to somebody or a birthday. So I had a Series S box, and I no longer have the Series S, so, why hold on to it? Now, if it's a PS5 and I still have a PS5 and I choose to sell that PS5, sure, I still got the box. I still have my PS3 box mind you. But I still have that actual system. But that aside, I was cleaning up my game room, reorganizing it. I actually was just doing it hours ago before making this video. And I found more stuff. I was like, man, I don't need this anymore. This is junk. It's a thing where you clean up some rooms and then you've got one room and you're like, oh, this one is next. You know, my garage was on that list. And then I turned my attention back to my game room. And I was able to get my car in the garage before Sege. But I had not tended to the game room until after getting back from Sege. So some friends sold some games. One in particular, I won't put him out there unless he wants to, but shout out to my buddy Ron. He had a lot of his collection. He had a lot of Saturn games, NES games. We're talking Snow Bros. And a lot of people knew about these games. They weren't sleeping on these games. They may not have wanted to pay what he was wanting to sell them for, but they knew what they were looking at, and they had their phones out and was able to go in and look at these price charts. And you know, Ron was able to do the let me check with my manager, but really there was no manager. He was just going to make sure that he was going to get, you know, something comparable to what was on these websites, you know. And he was doing this for his child. He wanted to, you know, get some money together now that he's, you know, a father, and I respected that. So any opportunity I got to use the other yellow hat guy charm, I did that. And if that meant talking to strangers and, you know, letting them know, like, hey, this is what's here. Don't be a stranger. Don't be afraid to ask. If you get more than one thing, we can work something out. Because honestly, at the end of the day, you have people who are trying to resell and flip, and then you have people who really just want to get rid of stuff. And somewhere in the middle, you want to at least walk away knowing that, hey, I did this because I wanted to, had to, but it wasn't like taking your stuff to GameStop. You know, you don't want to feel like you just gave away something or got ripped off, you know. So that was fun. I wish I had some footage of that. I posted it on Instagram, and I accidentally deleted it before making this video because honestly, I thought I already made this video. So shout out to 80s Baby Gamer, your homeboy, Rakama Tech. You know, he was instrumental in that too. They all got a booth. And them and a couple other guys, they got a booth together and had a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't think they sold it all. I was only at Sege on Saturday. Now I got to shout out to the people who, you know, set up the whole venue this year. Normally they have, you know, everything set up this way, you know, horizontal, and you'd have like arcade content creators and then a whole bunch of, you know, vendors in the middle. They did it this way this time, which was better. Booth, you know, all this vendors, and on the side you had the content creators. So maybe arcade here, a whole bunch of booths in the middle, then content creator. That was a little bit easier to navigate because it kept the focus on the sales. And if you wanted to look for some of these, you know, content creators, they were all together. They weren't, you didn't have to walk all the way to the end of the venue for them. You could just come in, see them, and then go about your business. So I appreciated that. I really did. I liked how they set that up this time. I can't remember everyone's name, but I know I met John Riggs, so it was cool to finally meet him. I got to see this gal from London. I can't remember her name, so somebody, you know, shout out. Well, you know what? We've got the book right here, and we should be able to see who the guests were. So if I go in here, because I didn't see the Gebs, or Jebs 24, Twitch streamer from the UK. It was cool to see her. Again, Riff. I might have said Rip, and I might have said Rick. Riff, my apologies. Pixel Game Squad, I did get to see him. I did not get to see Nintendo. So I would have liked to have seen Nintendo. Phoenix Resale, I didn't see them. There was quite a few here. G to the next level. I did see him walking, but I'd already seen him maybe the year prior, so I did not get to see him again this year to speak or anything like that. JRPG Life was there, and again, you had My Life in Gaming. I told you I met John Riggs, and then you had the elephant in the room. So here is my trading card, Pokemon, signed by Boogie2988. And this is really the reason why I didn't make the video as quickly as I could. I like Boogie, and you may not. I've had my own issues with some of the stuff he's said and done in the past, but I do believe that somewhere in all of that is a decent human being that maybe lost his way, but was just like you and I, who, a gamer trying to find the place in the world and make something of themselves. And that's kind of the person that I'm holding on to, if that makes sense. The guy who was like, hey, I started here, I had to claw my way up, and my friends helped me along the way. I house hacked, I made a way possible. You got to remember, this guy, Fayetteville, Arkansas, from Fayetteville, North Carolina. He's got a roommate named Chad. You see where I'm going here? So those of you who know me, if I tell you about this guy, hey, there's some stuff similar. He's lost some weight, I put on some weight. He fixed his teeth, I fixed my teeth, but now they're going back to how they were before, sadly. Was dating a redhead, and it didn't work out. It ended horribly. So I digress. He thought he had cancer, and for a while, last year, there you go. Difference is, he's doing some stuff that is really making people upset. And I got to speak to him on the phone for like an hour and a half. It was a really good conversation. And this was right before the controversy that has gone on. So I may talk about that. It was really a private conversation, but I may talk about my feelings. I won't talk about the conversation, but I may talk about my feelings on what has done, maybe in another sympathy for or something like that. I haven't really decided yet. May not speak on it at all, so don't get your hopes up on it. We've already done a sympathy for on Boogie. I have no ill will towards him or anything like that. I feel like the magnifying glass is on him because he's him, but he brings some of this stuff on himself. And, that's really all I can say about it. I'm not happy with the information. I thought, hey, I can work with somebody who can help my channel grow, but it's kind of taken the pro Jared path. Met him, the completionist, right? Now here we go with this. It's tough, man, but you got to keep going. And going back to this card, we chose the fighting energy, and because he's always been fighting to keep things going, take care of himself, and I respect him for at least that much. So I'm going to end it here. I've rambled on long enough, but if you're in some of these videos, tag yourself or comment. Let me know what you thought of Sege. Are you going to be there next year? I know I will. But it was a smooth ride up there, all things considered. Shout out to Mike Newman, who rode down there with me. That was the first, one of these conventions he was able to go to, and he sold some stuff. We transported that there. I have really no complaints. Sege was fun for that Saturday. I did not go Sunday. I don't think I missed anything Sunday, but if I did, let me know in the comments what your thoughts were once again. Like, comment, subscribe, share, as always. If I can get my, there somewhere, do that. Game room doesn't look like this anymore, so I'm going to have to take new pictures of it. But it's nice that it looks like that, at least for here and for you guys' entertainment. But I'll see you in the next one. Other Yellow Hat Guy is out. Hey, how are you? I'm Captain Sensation. I'm on Twitch and YouTube. Enjoy my creations. Movie reviews, let's plays, they're amazing. Stay tuned for more. I'm Captain Sensation. Sympathy for Pokemon and Atari. Wait, here's more funny Mario Party. Games that are chores and some that are gnarly. Fun with Gen X version Rose and Kari. Woo! Here we go, y'all. been waiting to do that for a little bit. But hey, see y'all on the next one.